First up tonight, today's long-awaited lockdown concessions for regional Victorians is welcome news, but why did it have to get to this? It is clear that this pandemic has put the city up against the bush, and as usual, it's the regions that have come off second best. Now, city-centric pen pushers with little or no knowledge of particular areas or the challenges emanating from those areas have been making decisions which penalise and hurt country communities. The cross-border madness around Albury, Wodonga, Coolangatta, Tweed Heads, Moree, Mungandai, the lists go on, they're cruel. That's the best word I can come up with, they're cruel. They've stopped people from going about their daily lives with little or no COVID-19 seen in those regions since March. Kids of farmers are stuck at their boarding schools, unable to get home for the school holidays. Federal Regional Education Minister Andrew Gee has been on this program twice in the past week, outlining the scale of the injustice for children of people in the bush. Now, he's worked feverishly, as is his team, to sort it out, and there are some concessions now being deployed by stubborn states and territories. But it's more than that. It's the medical emergencies that are not being addressed. It's the mum and dad shopkeepers in places like Mildura who've been seen their businesses fold, all because a state leader has gone overboard with draconian policy. Now, as the Prime Minister has said, New South Wales is the gold standard in dealing with this crisis, and I've got to agree with him. It's not unremarkable to observe that New South Wales is run by a Conservative government that has its eye firmly on containing the virus with brilliant tracing principles, while at the same time being cognisant of the fiscal implications. Dealing with this pandemic has always been about balance. It's suppression, not eradication. What's the use of keeping your people safe from the virus if you're going to kill their business in the process? Now, the mental health impact of this virus must never be underestimated, especially in the bush and in a place right now like Melbourne. Just about every guest I've had on this show in the past 3 months has spoken about the huge psychological impacts that are taking place within this pandemic. And the worst, unfortunately, may yet to come. That's why Andrews, Palaszczuk and McGowan must be condemned right now. They are making this pandemic a lot worse than it needs to be. Gladys Berejiklian has played them off a break and has shown them up to be mugs.